Yeah, start streaming again. Part 2 of let's. Okay. Right now you can see that when we are logging in, you have the NetBIOS name here. This is your NetBIOS name or the domain where you are, um, where you are for your server, where you promote it. So let's get in and just wait a second. Now the server manager in the last live stream I didn't show you, but if you come here to tools, you have more options that you had before you promote this machine to the to a domain controller. Let's try to go directly to Active Directory users and computers, and here perhaps today here you have. Right now you have the structure of your Active Directory. You get the built-in, all the accounts that are built-in in Windows 2060. The computers, right now you don't have no computer on your domain, and the domain controllers. This is your surname with global catalog, and the first site name. Here on this container you'll have the users, all the groups especially, and the administrator, and this is the only user that you can log on onto the domain. Now for a security reason, something that you should do is to copy this account and create a new account with the same permissions and the same groups as this one. So you right click on it and you say copy. Now the first name, you should have a different user with a normal name, so that no one would suspect that this user is an administrator, and you can have John Doe or something like that, or even you could use as president. Right now president, because this is a joke, you'll see that it's president. Of course that president, you will know that it must be someone important. Logon name will also be president. Next, and the password. What's the password? Okay. Next, and finish. After doing this, you should disable the account of administrator. So if someone gets into domain and tries to penetrate your network, the first thing that we'll try to do is to find out who is the administrator, an administrator account. So you should also work with president. So since president, it's almost like an administrator. The seed is different, but it's almost like an administrator. So without no more belonging, we must go right where I have. Now we're going to create these users. Sorry about the names, they are in Portuguese. I haven't translated to Poland. But right now we're going to create these users. So, and these groups also. This structure, this Active Directory structure, represents especially GPOs, global policy objects. Some are applied to the root of your Active Directory structure, and some of these GPOs are applied directly to these yellow boxes that they aren't folders, but they are OUs, organization units. An organization unit, it's a place where you should have the users, the computers, and all the stuff related to the organization of your company. So this structure must relies on the structure of your company. It will be much easier for you to administrate all the policies that you would like to apply to your domain. So in this case, we're going to create first one user, Pedro Linha, here, and Pedro Linha also belongs to to organization unit that's IT, and this organization unit is in Portugal. So let's begin to create that user. You have 2 or 3 different possibilities. You can go right here to this icon. You click on it. You write Pedro, and then Linha. And the logon name, it depends on the size of the company. Could be the first letter and the last name, or sometimes is the first name and the last name, or sometimes you have a dot between first name and last name. Since we have so few users, we'll just put the first letter of the name and the surname of the user. So you then say next. The password never expired. This is only for precaution. And then the password will be what? Password. Of course, password didn't match, of course. Password. They're slippery, these passwords. So right now you create Pedro Linha. This user can't log on the server. The user itself only belongs to domain users, as you can see. If you right click properties, you'll find out that he's a member of domain users, nothing else. But the president, for instance, it's a member of many other groups, all the groups that the administrator was belonging to. So you've got administrators, domain admins, domain users, and so on, so on, so on. So Pedro Linha right now, and one thing, if you have a lot of users on your network, something that you can do is to create it's missing the word, an account, a standard account where you can copy. For instance, you can create, first of all, let's create here some groups also. Since Pedro Linha is going to belong to the, where is the document, is going to belong also to the IT, but the IT from Portugal, you could also, and we didn't create yet the organization units, you could also create several groups and say that you have IT from Portugal. So when you are trying to access, or if you have some permissions to some folders or policies, the policies are applied directly to IT Portugal. And not to, can I help you? No? Okay, thank you. And not to the user itself. So let's create here some groups. I'm going to create a group, and you'll say that's IT from Portugal. It's a global group, a security group, and it's okay. But since in Portugal we have other groups, you should also create the sales group and the HR, the human resources group also. And since in Poland you have so IT, you should create a group of IT in Poland. And since in UK you have also a group of IT, you should also create a UK or IT UK group. And if you want to apply a policy or permissions or restrictions to all the IT, you should have an IT general, and you should place the IT from UK, IT from Poland, and IT from Portugal to that group. So in that case, it would be much easier to administrate the permissions or the policies directly to the IT people. So we're going to create right now, where is it? Missing. So we're going to create a general group, IT general. Okay. And right now we have got IT general, IT Portugal, and Pedro Linha is going to belong to IT Portugal. So we're going to add, right click, add to a group, and we say it's IT Portugal. Check names, IT Portugal, okay. But since there is an IT General, IT Portugal must belong to IT General. So you say properties, and in the group you'll say that is member of. Right now it doesn't belong to any other group, add, and you say that it's IT General. Okay? So if you want to create a global policy for IT people, you apply it to IT Portugal. If you want to apply, to IT General, if you want to apply a specific policy or permissions to IT Portugal, you apply only to IT Portugal. Okay? And you can have different policies, for instance, for IT Poland. But you can have a general policy for all the people that belongs to IT. So you will apply it to IT General. So in this way you should create, let me check, you should create one IT group, one IT Portugal group, one Sales Portugal group, one HR Portugal, and the same for Poland, for Sales Poland, for HR Poland, and the same for UK. Okay, so let's create these groups. You create them, so you say that you have Sales General, okay, and then you create another Sales Portugal, and another one you say that Sales Poland, and another one Sales UK. Right? So right now you select all the three, Sales Poland, Portugal, and UK, and say that you can add to a group, and you say that it's Sales General. Okay? And right now in Sales General members you've got the sales of the three countries. Okay? So let's do the same thing to IT. You've got IT General, IT Portugal is missing IT Poland, and also IT UK, and now IT Poland and IT UK selected with pressing Ctrl, add to a group, and say IT General. Okay, and do the same for sales. I've got sales. human resources, so the same. You got human resources general. Let me see one thing, members, yeah. And another human resources Portugal. And another one human resources Poland. And another one human resources UK. Now all the human resources are going to belong to human resources general. Okay, so we have created the groups. We also need to create the users for each group. As I was mentioned a few minutes ago, you could have, if you have a lot of users, you could have a standard user. For instance, you could have a standard user for IT Portugal. And to do so, let's create a user and then give the general configurations, and then you head to the group that you want. So you could generally, the first name should be, since we are here on a list, and when you have a lot of users here and groups, if you order by name, you'll find out that there will be ordered by name, and for the alphabet will be ordered by alphabet. So you could create a user here, start it with underscore, and then say IT standard, for instance. Log on will be IT standard. Next, password will be password, and here password. I'm stepping over these options, but these options are also important. Generally, there is a password of the that is well known, but when the user logons for the first time, that password must be changed. Okay, but anyhow, we say that the password never expire. The user cannot change a password. That's for some specific reasons, and the account is disabled is when the user is out of the company or leaves the company. Generally, you should not delete an account for security reasons, and also when you do a list of now I'm missing the word of the what happened on your system. So the account could always be on the system. You could always delete the files belonging to that account, but the account should be on the system. So you say next, finish, and right now we're going to say that this user belongs to IT Portugal, for instance. So head to a group, say that's IT Portugal, okay, and we can also say properties in the account, log on hours generally from let's suppose that you want to restrict the login of the user only for working period from Monday 8 o'clock to 18 o'clock Monday to Friday. So log on will be allowed on this period. You say OK, and something other. Now if you want to add a user that's an IT standard and it belongs to Portugal, you can copy this user, and as you can see, when you order by this column, it will be on the first of the list or at the end of the list. Okay, so this is easier to find out which user is the standard user. So right click, you said copy this user. The other user could be pin and then cover, and then you'll say that it's spec cover. You don't need to create this user right now, just for the training proposals. So password and then password. Password need match. Of course, the passwords, they never match. Okay. Now, if you come here to pin a cover properties, you'll find out that is a member of IT Portugal. Okay, and the account on logon hours, it only can log on these hours. So this is the reason why you should create, if you have a lot of users, many users, a standard user or a specific user, and then make the logon. Now, this is a fast training. Now let's create these organization units. As I told you, organization units, the structure of your Active Directory should be a copy as possible of the organization of a company, with all the departments and all the dependents. And then on those organization units, you should have the users. Is that any problem over there? No? So you should have the organization units, and the structure of your Active Directory should be as equal as to the organization units as possible. So let's create, first of all, this will represent the organization unit of a country and all its departments of the company on that country. So to create an organization unit, you go to the root of your domain, and then you've got here create a new organization unit in the current container, or you could with a right click and say new organization unit, and then you'll give the name of this organization unit. So you'll say that's Portugal, for instance. Here you have protect container from accidental deletion, Portugal. And right now you'll find out that this is for our protection, of course, and we'll check if we get wrong how we can solve it. So in Portugal you have, let's look at the scheme. You've got IT, sales and HR. So let's create here a new organization unit, new organization unit, and this is IT. And let's create another one, new organization unit. Where is it? Organization unit, and that's HR. But HR, as you can see on the scheme, is not inside the IT organization unit. The HR is at the same level as IT. So what you have to do, HR is at the same, well, it appears, but it's really at the same level as IT. So you have to delete this one. And so you say delete, and you can't delete it. You don't have privilege to delete this. This is why. This is something that happened on Windows 2003 and was corrected on Windows 2008. The deletion, accidental deletion of the organization units, because if you delete the organization unit, you'll delete everything that's inside, and that could be a problem, a serious problem. So before that, if you come here to action, view, right now you see that you don't have advanced features here. If you click on it, you'll find out there are more things that you couldn't see, even in the users. Right now, let's check administrator properties. This is the number of areas that you can go, and you're going to view, retrieve this, and if you go to users again, if you go to president, where is president properties, right now you can check, comparing the properties of these users, that when you have the option advanced feature on, you can see more and have more options than if not. So this is Pedrolinha. So view advanced features. Now when you go to Portugal IT and organization unit HR, if you come here to properties, right now you've got here security, object. In object, you've got protect object from accidental deletion. This is only view if you have advanced features. If you don't have it, let's cancel this. Properties, if you don't have it, you don't have that option, and you can't delete that organization unit. Okay, view advanced features, Portugal IT HR properties and objects, and then remove this sign on the box, and then you can delete that organization unit. So you got 5 minutes. Let's create and all the organization units for the rest of our training. I'm going to stop the video here, and after I'll be back.